What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be discussing U.S. electric vehicle sales for the month of December and for the full year of 2018. Inside EVs has just released the data, so we're going to see how Tesla did competing against other electric vehicles. And then at the end of the episode, I'm going to compare Tesla's sales to just the auto market in general, ICE cars. So let's take a look at the data. And you guessed it, the best-selling electric vehicle for the month of December was again the Model 3 with sales of 25,250 units. By far the best-selling electric vehicle. It was actually the best-selling car every single month this year was the Model 3. No one came close to touch them. Their lead has actually just expanded throughout the year. The number 2 best-selling electric vehicle in December was the Model X, actually, with 4,100 units, really strong. And the Model S was the number 3 best-selling electric vehicle with sales of 3,250 units. Now, it is important to remember this was the last quarter for Tesla's full federal tax credit, $7,500, that expired in December and was cut in half to $3,750. So a lot of demand for Tesla was piled into December before that expiration. So just remember that. But if we take a look at the charts here, this is the Model 3 sales by month. You can see this was a record month for the Model 3 in the US, beating the previous high in September of 22,250 units. So a great month, continual ramp. And remember, this is just in the US, selling 25,000 cars a month. If we take a look at the broader landscape of the top 6 or 7 best-selling electric vehicles, you can see Tesla is dominating with top 3 best-selling electric cars in the country by a mile. The Model 3, 140,000 units sold. I mean, almost 10x the first non-Tesla competitor, which is the Bolt, which only sold 18,000 cars this year. So they just crushed the Bolt. And the Model X, I thought was interesting, actually slid up to number 2, outselling the Model S by just a little bit in 2018. So that is the landscape. Tesla with the top 3 selling EVs in the country. Now, you may be asking, what about the Chevy Bolt? What happened to the Tesla killer? This is the sales by month of the Chevy Bolt against the Tesla, and the gap ever since Tesla's ramp production has been huge. The Model 3 outsold the Bolt 18-1 in December. Now, what about the Jaguar I-Pace? This is the other Tesla killer that just hit the market. The sales of this are even funnier because of production problems and just a much slower ramp than expected. These are the sales of the I-Pace. You can barely even see it on the chart there. They only sold 223 cars in December. So the Model 3 outselling the Jaguar I-Pace 113-1 in the month of December in the US. So much for the Tesla killers. Now, this is what the sales of Model 3 are looking like by quarter. These numbers already came out. So sales of 63,150. This is globally, by the way, official numbers from Tesla. Annually, Model 3 sales jumped a tremendous amount, almost 100x this year. They were just starting ramping production at the end of 2017. That's not a totally fair comparison, but you can see just a massive improvement, delivering 146,000 cars of just the Model 3 this year. This is what I'm estimating for the next couple quarters of Model 3 production and deliveries. Just sort of did this for fun, just to show you what I'm thinking. So I think we're going to do about 65,000 next quarter, 70,000 in Q2. A lot of those are going to be international deliveries as Tesla starts to roll out to European and Chinese markets. And then we have an accelerating production ramp in the second half of 2019 because they're going to introduce that $35,000 Model 3, which I think there's a ton of pent-up demand for. And as they ramp that in Q3 and Q4, I think sales could accelerate to almost 90,000 units a quarter ending the year. Now, if we go to an annual basis, just to see what this all looks like, Tesla going from 145,000 Model 3 sales this year to almost about doubling to about 300,000 Model 3 sales in 2019. So those are just my estimates for now. Now, if we take a look at the broader US plug-in market, this is some really, really good data for all of those who are rooting for the electrification of the auto industry. 2018 was a landmark year. Mostly thanks to the Model 3, actually, but the Model 3 was so successful that it really catapulted the plug-in sales overall. So plug-in sales were 360,000 cars in 2018, a huge increase from 2017. And the most promising trend for me is the growth rate here is accelerating. The electric vehicle sales only grew 26% in 2017, but they grew 80% this year, which is really incredible. And if we take a look at the split of market share between Tesla and non-Tesla, you can see that up until 2017, Tesla was sort of the upper echelon top quarter or third of the market. But then in 2018, with the more mass market Model 3, Tesla's dominated with more than 50% market share. And this is all plugins. This isn't just battery electric plugins. This includes plug-in hybrids. And even with that, Tesla got more than 50% market share. So this is incredible dominance from Tesla here in 2018. Now, if we take a look at the global numbers, I actually just had to up these estimates. The final numbers for December from Inside EVs aren't in for global plug-in sales, but I estimated it. Originally, I had 1.9 million for 2018, but I've had to up that to 2 million, and it could actually even end up a little higher than that. So globally, And in the US, plug-in sales are accelerating and growing. The electrification of the auto industry is here. We're transitioning from those, very early adopters and enthusiasts to more of a mainstream model, which is just really, really exciting stuff. And Tesla, I think, interestingly enough, accounted for about 13% of the total plug-in market here in 2018. Takeaway from the data here is Model 3 best-selling electric vehicle every single month in 2018, dominating in market share. Tesla's the top 3 selling electric cars in the country. Just realistically, there is not an electric vehicle that is even close to competing with Tesla here in the US. That's really promising stuff. Now, how about if we take a look at Tesla's sales in comparison to normal autos, ICE, the internal combustion engine, gasoline counterparts? Well, huge shout out to Mo, who is a hyperchanger and is a developer who built this amazing chart website called autocharts.info, where they have these amazing charts describing sales by month. He just updated with the December numbers. This is just the best-selling cars out of all categories for the month of December. And I think it's really funny to note the top 3 best-selling cars per unit are pickup trucks: the F-Series, the Ram pickup, and the Silverado. A little bit of sidetrack, but Tesla is launching their pickup truck. They've rumored it. Elon Musk is super excited about it, and this is what has me so excited about the pickup truck. Is maybe you live in a city and you don't realize how many of these things sell, but they're way more popular than sedans. I mean, Ford almost sells 1 million units of its F-Series per year, and so the pickup truck market is huge, and this chart just goes to show that. But anyway, if you look down to 12th on the chart there, the Model 3 was the 12th best-selling car out of any car in the entire US in any category. I mean, this is huge news. It's right behind the Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, and the Honda Accord, and the Camry. I mean, it's right in the ballpark with these sedans. And what's crazy is the Model 3's lowest sticker price is 46 grand. Maybe you take off the tax credit, it was like 39 grand. But I think more people are paying higher than that. I mean, the Corolla, the Civic, Accord, and Camry are selling for, low $20,000. So Tesla's car is about twice as expensive as these other sedans, but is on par with unit sales. I mean, this is tremendous disruption from Tesla. If we zoom in on just the passenger car sales, you can really get a taste for how, close Tesla Model 3 is to being the best-selling passenger car in the whole country. I mean, out of the top 12 or 13 or even 15 on here, none of these are remotely luxury brands. Tesla's the only luxury brand that is selling this type of units. And if we go to small and mid-sized luxury cars in the US, this is actually the formal category that Tesla competes in, with the C-Class, the Lexus cars that are comparably priced. I mean, it's not even close. The Model 3 with sales of 25,250 units was like triple or quadruple what the next best-selling car did, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. So Tesla's Model 3 is wiping the floor with the competition, not just electric vehicles, but internal combustion engine as well. And this is what gets people so excited about Tesla. This is what the same pattern we saw with the Model S, dominated market share. Model 3 dominating their market share in their category. This is why when Tesla launches their pickup and their semi-truck, people are getting so excited. And Model Y, people are so excited about those products because if you extrapolate this market share domination that happens every time Tesla enters a new category, I mean, these cars are going to be huge hits. They're going to be some of the best selling in the entire auto industry, and they're going to be worth tens of billions of dollars in revenue each. The Model Y, the pickup, the semi. That's how big those programs could get if the market share of the Model 3 translates. And so, that is why this data is so important, because it really foreshadows the future success of Tesla's, upcoming vehicles. So that wraps up this month's and actually this year's review of US electric vehicle sales and Tesla's Model 3 sales. It was an incredible year. Huge shout out and congrats to the Tesla team, to the Tesla community for executing on the Model 3, ramping the production of it, doing it profitably. Amazing stuff, and just incredible to see these market share numbers that we've all been hoping for really come to fruition. So amazing stuff. If you have any questions, comments, please leave it below. I read every single comment. I try and answer a bunch of them. Also, a huge shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. That's what keeps the channel going. Thank you so much. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.